Hi everyone, this is CryptoVatsik. Thanks for joining. If you like this content, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and give the video a like, as I would really appreciate it. Nothing of what you're about to see is considered financial advice. These are just my opinions. Let's go. Okay, today I'm going to be covering technical analysis on dYdX. This is on Binance, and this coin was just listed late last year. Okay, starting off on the daily here, high time frame, we're going to mark out the current range that we're in, right there, with our critical points being this minor area of consolidation here, a tap at the top of the band here, and then another tap, two taps actually on these wicks on the top of the band right there. And one thing I just want to point out is the relative strength on dYdX. Right here, when we had the FTX collapse, we had this knee-jerk reaction to come up to the upper band again, almost immediately, and it's recovered, somewhere back to the median here. So nice relative strength. A lot of other altcoins have not seen that strength and recovered that quickly from the FTX collapse. And it did print the highest volume it has ever seen on Binance as well, in conjunction to that. So from this range now, we can go ahead and mark out macro resistance, macro support, and that key SR level at the range equilibrium right here in yellow. Now, before we get to the low time frame stuff, I just want to point out a bit of a story here on the high time frame still before we zoom in of what we've seen to get to where we are now. So we had a beautiful market structure break right here. Okay, we had our lower high, higher high, and then ultimately a retest of that higher low here, flipping it, retest, then up. So that was a beautiful market structure to see. We had a really nice bullish push up here to the top of the band of the range until that trend was obviously lost, had a market structure break, and then came right back down. Almost immediately losing the EQ with a bearish retest and then rejected again, and then just coming back down and retesting macro demand here in the green zone. We had a nice minor area of consolidation here, almost a form of accumulation right above demand at the time that had a nice push up, and then another market structure break here, beautiful retest of that previous high right here, and then further up. Ultimately just sweeping liquidity here with that high, sweeping this liquidity, a rejected wick, okay, and then ultimately coming up and testing more of this inefficient balance here with this beautiful push up. But some of that I think would have to do with the FTX knee-jerk reaction, as I mentioned, just coming back down, and lots of demand down in this area still. And ultimately just having that huge dump and then huge pump, and then basically just coming back to this median, kind of the average within the middle area there. Okay, let's flip down to the 12-hour now. We've got our current bullish order block right here, this red candle invalidated by this big up candle, okay? However, we haven't seen a retest, in my opinion, of that order block just yet. And there's some areas of confluence in here that I'll bring to your attention. So there's this previous level of support that we lost with this low, but now we've regained it with this high. And we haven't really seen a retest of that yet on a macro time frame, so a higher time frame on the 12-hour here. And of course, still fighting to reclaim the overall range EQ, okay, from the upper band, lower band, the equilibrium here. We're still trying to reclaim that, in my opinion. But there's lots of nice confluence with these wicks here, okay, this level here, this wick here, all this consolidation in there, and then again, origin of the breakdown here, like I said, and then now it's our current bullish order block on that red candle. So I would like to see a retest of that, and I'll zoom in soon on the shorter time frame to show you. So we'll go down to the 4-hour now. Okay, so here we are in the 4-hour now. There was a downtrend that we have broken from this high. Okay, so we had from this high up here to this high here, and then almost a tap within that area, still following the trend in my opinion. We had our breakout and then our retest right here. Okay, so we had a nice breakout there. Now what I'm looking for is basically this zone in here to be tested again. I want a sweep of this previous low in here, these lows from that breakout of the trend, and I want to retest this bullish order block. So lots of wicks up here, still obviously resistance, fighting to reclaim this equilibrium. So I wouldn't be surprised. I would like to get in, on a retest or something like that, on a retest of this bullish order block and a sweep of those lows. R&R would be better if you got long from somewhere down here versus getting long if you're getting long somewhere up here. Your stop loss, well, your stop loss clearly has to go below this low here. So, of course, you'd prefer to enter somewhere in the green zone, this bullish order block from the higher time frame that we marked out. And then, obviously stop loss below this level. That's where I would consider to be invalidated. So again, if we came back down, enter on break market structure, and then ideally reclaim the EQ and start testing this high up here next. Ultimately sweeping that liquidity just sitting in here from this candle, okay? That would be my ideal scenario on the 4 hour here. Let's zoom into the 1 hour now, see what we're seeing. So I just see really with this as an ascending channel right here. So this guy that we're obviously playing around in, let's move that up a bit. Okay. So we got multiple taps at the upper channel here. Okay, it's an ascending channel. We got multiple taps at the top with multiple taps at the bottom. So obviously, if you're trading this short term and you think this is going to go higher and you don't think we're going to come down and test this area down here that I was talking about, then you'd want this to clearly hold, flip the EQ, and then ultimately a breakout above. But that could even possibly happen still. We're on the 1 hour, so keep that in mind that even if we did get a deviation above, we could still come back down after and get what I'm hoping for on the higher time frame. So you got to be careful getting chopped up on this lower time frame. Let's see what RSI is doing. So kind of what I expected, honestly, is a bit of a bearish divergence here. We've got lower highs on RSI, relative strength index being made. Meanwhile, we've got higher highs being made. Okay, so we've got higher high here, higher high, lower high, lower high, lower high. So this is the first one that actually was not a lower high. So still a bearish divergence on the 1 hour, keep in mind, but could be due for a temporary correction here in the short term. And then, like I said, on the 4 hour, looking for that opportunity to potentially long with your invalidation near this low here. But as you can see, still clearly just fighting to get above that equilibrium, right, of this range. So zoom out again to show you the yellow zone, really fighting to get above that still. So a couple ways you could play it. You could play it this way, where you get what I was talking about, be able to get somewhere long in here, sweep at this low kind of thing, and then hope for essentially a breakout above the EQ. But personally, I don't love hoping for things to happen or trading on assumptions. So you could also wait for what price, what it's going to do, and maybe we break down from here kind of thing. That's fine. But if you waited for a flip of the EQ first, then you could get long there as well as sort of that confirmation to target the upper band of the range. I'll just zoom out again to the daily. Yeah, this one's interesting. I think that this almost looks like a bit of an area of accumulation to me. When you get down to this level here, and I talk about bear market ceilings, which is just ultimately resistance, but you get those bear market ceilings that you just can't seem to get out of. And, it could be a large area, right? We could sweep a few times in that zone kind of thing, come up and then come down, come up, come down, come up, come down, and just really take a long time. So this could potentially be that area of accumulation with our ceiling right above right now at that point, in the grand scheme of things, the larger picture here. So yeah, I do like dYdX for the long term, and that's showing signs of strength, relative strength compared to the rest of the market. So all interesting things to take note. Hopefully, yeah, thanks for joining. Hope you found this video helpful, and I really appreciate the engagement and the likes and the comments. Let me know what you think. And if you do enjoy this content, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And you can always follow me on Twitter at CryptoVatsik as well for other frequent updates. Thanks again, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.